Okay guys, so let's see how to do a coolant change and replace the thermostat from this Mercedes E-Class from W210 generation. On the side here, on the passenger side, you're gonna find the coolant reservoir, so you can have a look inside and inspect the quality of the fluid. Then with the T30 you've got 6 bolts which holds these 2 covers on. So once you take out the covers, you're gonna see the thermostat housing down here. It's connected right on the engine head. And on the thermostat housing, you're gonna find as well the coolant temperature sensor, which I'm gonna show you today how to test it. And one of the most common symptoms of a bad coolant temperature sensor is the fan being activated once you start the car from a cold start, since the computer will think that the engine is overheating. So in order to prevent serious mechanical damage inside the engine due to overheating, it will start the fan in order to cool the radiator and therefore dropping the temperature of the coolant. So first step is to drain the coolant, and to do that you have to lift the front of the car and place it on jack stands. If you have the original lifter, you've got that little cap on the side there where you can stick your lifter and you can begin to lift the car like that. Quite easy. Now if you look under the car, you might find a cover here. So just take out the cover, and on the driver's side you're gonna find the drain hose right there, and once you twist on that red switch, the coolant will come out through that pipe. Now, in order to prevent making a mess in here and the coolant leaking all over the place, I'm going to connect this hose just like that, and I'm going to secure it with this lockable plier. Okay. Now all you have to do is to open this switch and the coolant will come out. Alright, here it comes. Now if you want the coolant to leak faster, just go ahead and open the cap from above. Once all the coolant is out, just tighten back this nozzle. Let's remove the reservoir as well and clean it up from inside. You gotta remove this nut from here. Now if you look down here, you can find a hose clamp which can be removed with a 7mm. And now the reservoir should come out. Down here, unplug the level sensor. And as you can see, the reservoir has some debris on the bottom which needs to be cleaned and removed in order to have the new coolant for a long time. Next, let's remove the hoses from the thermostat housing so we can get a better access to the bolts around it. This hose will come out easy like that. For this one, you're gonna need a 7mm again. I'm using a pick like this, which can be moved around the hose and the thermostat housing. So in that way, the hose will be released. Let's unplug as well the coolant temperature sensor. Right, so if you have a closer look, you're gonna find 3 bolts on the thermostat housing. One is here, one on top here, and then it's gonna be one more down there. It's very hard to see, but from this position you can see it is right there. And the last one here, I'm looking forward to catch it as well, so that's gonna be a challenge. Okay, maybe like this. Okay, so it looks like I gotta take out the oil filter first. These fuel lines, I'm gonna take them out of the way. Now we've got better access to that bolt. This is gonna be my extensions, and I'm gonna place the E10. Alright, so finally, for some reason, that one was open with the E12, not the E10 like the other ones, just because maybe the angle is not that straight in there. Here it comes, guys. Now let's see the other two, which are gonna be a little bit more easier. So in order to open these bolts, you're gonna need either a E10 or a 8mm. The 8mm is gonna be a lot more slim, as you can see, and it can fit in between here, tight space. Here it comes, second one, and the last one. Expect some coolant to come out as well. Make sure that you don't drop any coolant inside there. So let's carefully remove this. Just like that. Here is the part number if you need it. you have to type in together with the dots and the spaces between the numbers. You've got 2.435.92 space 15. Alright, so I've got here the setup for testing the coolant temperature sensor, which is located on the thermostat housing, as I said. And I just connect the terminals of the voltmeter and I set it to ohms readings. So we've got 20,000 ohms and the resistance in the coolant temperature sensor is 3090 ohms. Now the easiest test to do is to warm up the coolant temperature sensor and see if the resistance is decreasing. It has to decrease because that's how all the coolant temperature sensor works. And as you can see, it's going down already quite fast. This is a good sign. It means the sensor can send the correct information to the computer. Once the coolant is hot, the sensor will allow more voltage to pass through it, and that's how the computer will know the temperature of the coolant by measuring the voltage. Therefore, it's very important, if you want to replace the sensor, you have to have the same coolant temperature sensor, because if you install a different one, it might have a different resistance value, and therefore when you install it and the computer will read the voltage, it will get wrong information. So just take out the safety clip. Now we're going to apply the change in temperature directly on the sensor, and we're going to see how fast it's reacting. Because if this sensor is responding slow, then you get a trouble code about it. And on this car, if you don't have that 38 pin connector, it's kind of hard to read the code. So let's see. 3, 2, 1. Alright. As you can see, it's responding quite fast. If you plan to work on the electronics of this car, I highly recommend that you buy some alligator clips, extensions, and all these small adapters which can help you to connect to the sensors. Next, it's time to prepare the surface for the new thermostat, so I'm going to give it a nice cleaning here. I'm using just gasoline with some paper towel. Okay, make sure that the debris don't go in these holes. Now, depending on what you're gonna get, if the new thermostat comes with a new gasket, then just use that. If not, you might have to purchase one of these gasket maker, install it around like that, make sure that is a little bit above the surface. We've got here a little hose which connects with the oil filter assembly. So let's see, we gotta install it like that. Let's plug in the coolant temperature sensor, very important. I'm going to remove this cover from the coolant heater. Let's not forget about the level sensor. Place it in there and then you twist it and it will fasten in position. Okay, so finally it's time to add the new coolant. I've got here the ready mixed solution, which does not need to be mixed with distilled water. So I can just put it straight in there. For the first time when you add the coolant after you removed all of it, once you fill up the coolant reservoir, start the engine, and then the coolant will travel through all the holes inside the engine. And then the level is going to decrease in here. After that, you can add more coolant. You remember that sensor which was installed on the bottom here, the coolant has to be above that sensor, so has to be somewhere around here. So when you look through this hole, you're gonna see the level of the coolant right on that line. You're gonna see it in real life much better. It's a line down there. So once the coolant is there, it means that the car has enough coolant and you don't need to add more. Of course, you can check up the coolant after you drive the car for around 100 kilometers or so, and then top up again if you need that. Okay guys, so that was pretty much it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also check out the other videos I made about it. If you want to see more, there is going to be a playlist down there in the description. And if you want to really help me out, click that subscribe button as well. It's free for you and it's going to motivate me to make more advanced videos about how to repair the engine, the transmission, especially on Mercedes-Benz cars. And I want to get involved into the hybrid technology, which is going to be a lot more used in the future. So stay tuned and I will see you soon.